All right, and we are back. This promises to be an amazing matchup between the #1 ranked Detroit Rugby Club versus the #2 ranked University of Arizona Wildcats. That's not just the ranking for the tournament, that is the ranking for the season. But these two clubs have met up a few times. I don't have the stats on that. But I do know that U of A will bring their A game. Currently in at the center position is Josh Wheeler. Corey Puderball picks up the ball. They got Travis Baker out, #1, and Leaford in. Corey goes in and gets the first try. Detroit Rugby Club has Eric Chase, 22. He's a 2.0 class. Into Chuck Aoki, #5, 3.0 class. Matt Milstead, who's an over the age, 0.5. And Matt Delby, import from Canada, #31, 3.0 class. Because of Matt's overage, they can play 0.5 over on the 8-point total count. U of A is coming in with some speed. They got all 4 guys down there pretty easily. They're looking to wrap up Aoki, one of the #1 players both in the world and for the U.S. international team, and of course in this tournament. Matt Delby with the ball. Goes around the outside. He gets hit by Corey, throws the ball up to Aoki. Ooh. Lee tries to stop it, but Aoki goes around him. All right, ball is in. Corey goes around. In this game alone, the number of international level players is pretty high. U of A consistently has some of the best players in the league. They won the national championship back-to-back against Phoenix, against Denver. Then they played again against Denver last year and came in second. They're predicted to play against Detroit this year again for the championship. I should say for the first time in the championship. It feels like it can because Aoki was on that Denver team that we both beat 2 years ago and lost to last season. U of A has a turnover, but it's Eric in the box, so they get it back. I'm guessing there was a reach there. Sorry, my reminiscing of the old days gets in the way of my commentating here, so I'll try to focus. Josh Wheeler for the try. Eric calls for it, comes in. Oftentimes the 2.0s are the inbounders as they have good enough hands. And, he gets hit by Corey. He does not go over. But he got the ball out of his hands soon enough that he's able to get it to Delby for the try. Baker's looking up, gets it to Josh. Corey wants it over the top. Josh obliges. And that's probably something you're going to see more often. More often than not, U of A likes to play the long game. They will spread the court with these deep passes. Not everyone does it, but in my experience playing with them, it can be very effective. Delby with a pass up to Eric, #22. You see, of course, Detroit Rugby Club playing in the possibly gold, maybe mustard color. Not a good look, personally. Looks kind of like Germany, but they also have the white jersey. But because they are the favored, they are playing in their color, the dark color, whereas U of A can be pretty confusing. They do not have a light color. They have a blue and they have a red. And it's kind of confusing which one they play with. Delby's got a little trouble. They're trying to keep him down there. He throws it up best he can. They got to get close. They do. Eric Coates, but Milstead does a spin on Josh Wheeler, which could be costly. It could remove the goal. We'll see how the refs see it. It looks like they're calling a spin on Millshead, which could negate the goal. Josh Wheeler is a crafty. See what happened on the replay. There it goes in. Yep, Millshead had no reason to do that, Millshead. We'll see what it. U of A gets the ball back. That is basically a turnover. Ooh. Corey puts some backspin on it, so the ball does not go out of bounds. It actually stops in place, giving Josh enough time to go down and grab it. There's an advantage now. U of A is up by 2 points. There, Detroit is struggling to find somebody open. They get Delby. Corey's putting some pressure on him. Ball is up in the air. Aoki goes in. Aoki, many years ago, played for the U of A some time ago. He also played for the now defunct Tucson team, went by a lot of different names. I actually played on them when they were called the Renegades. They've been called the Pterodactyls. And I believe they had another name at one point in time as well. Corey almost gets it over the back as he stopped on the line, but he correctly calls a timeout, saving a possible turnover. At the moment, Detroit is dropped back. The home crowd is definitely on their side. They've got a huge cheering section, so you'll hear Detroit shouts over there. Of course, Detroit is not that far from Chicago or Rockford, where we are currently at, and Tucson's pretty far away. So, not sure how many diehard fans we got flying out for this tournament. There's always lovely support from family and friends, but hey, it's expensive. Air travel is not cheap. I came here on my own accord, but you know, I expected to come here for playing, and I already had the ticket booked, already had the time off. I said, you know what? Let's do this. And I do not regret it for 1 second. Nice steal. Leaving the court anyway by Aoki, but Lee would have got them a great steal. They're tripling Aoki for the moment. They want to lock him down as tightly as they can. Josh is going to squeeze off. They're in a double-double currently. They're going to throw it in. Eric comes in. Ball to Delby. Oh, there's some amazing defense. But Delby is pushing for his life here, trying to beat the 12. He gets it across anyway. Ball to Eric Chase. Tremendous defense by U of A. But Detroit is able to get through. Baker in to Wheeler. Aoki gets away with a hit. Josh goes around the edge. He's looking to pass. He sees Baker. Baker's got amazing hands. He has a 1.5 class. Of course, he wears the number one in our hearts, of course. Love the guy. And he just recently made the USA International Wheelchair Rugby team. He is a student at University of Arizona. He's studying health, and I believe he wants to become a dietitian. If I'm wrong about that, don't worry. It's not going to affect the outcome of this game. Baker in. Gets the ball to Josh. Josh comes back. He's struggling a little bit. He's looking to pass. He makes a terrible pass. Corey somehow gets it back. Delby is visibly frustrated. That was one that got away from Detroit. Arizona's got to tighten it up on those passes. You cannot make a mistake in a game this important. The playoff system switched away from pool play to round robin this year, giving everyone a chance to play everyone. But at the end of the day, even if one of these teams lose, they may just match up again in the finals. Anyway, so this is almost a preview of the championship game. We'll see how it goes. Texas is still in contention. Aoki is swiping away. Josh is doing his best to get through the pile. He sees Corey, and he goes behind Corey. He goes into the floor. Corey Puderball has been playing since he was 16 years old. He is a man, he is a beast. He is a man beast, of course. Over the top to Aoki in for the try. Corey's been on the USA team at 2 separate occasions. He prefers to play during Paralympic years only. And following a Paralympic team year, he tends to bow out. He's so good. He's allowed to do that. But Aoki leaving the court. Penalty try awarded to the USA. They are still up by 2. Eric's looking. He's got Delby on the side. Delby does a quick turn. Goes up the middle as it's just smart rugby to get back to the middle of the court, but he overthrows it out of bounds. Unforced turnover. Eric was not in position, but I'm pretty sure it was Delby's issue overthrowing it. Wheeler gets the ball. Corey's coming in with a hit. Does a great hit. He's wide open if Josh needs him. Josh shakes him off. He says, I got this one. And in for the try. Eric's got to be beating himself up in his head right now, but he's going to shake it off. You got to move on. You got to have a short memory in this game, just like a pitcher giving up a home run in baseball. You got to shake off these turnovers. Delby makes it an impossible throw. Gets it to Aoki. Josh is backing up. He's trying to get around Milstead. He does so. Oh. Right. Having difficulty seeing the full court here. Detroit in for a try. Little give and go action. Oh, it backfires. Give and go is usually when a high pointer inbounds it to a low pointer and then the low pointer gets it back. That can be dangerous, as most low pointers don't have the best hands out there. They can fumble the ball sometimes. It could be a mistake, just like we saw. Woo! Josh almost gets hit on the line. They safely get it across. And in for the try. Eric chases the ball. Delby on the edge. They get it into Matt. He goes up the sideline. He correctly turns to the center. Oh, almost picked off by Josh Wheeler, but Aoki gets it. He's doing some clock management here. Clock management is a way to try to get yourself the last goal of each quarter. It gives you the advantage at the end of the game of possibly 3 goals. Lee gets it into Corey. Corey's pretty untouched right now. Lee sets a beautiful seal. And Lee's pitched down hard on Aoki. They got Travis there too. He's tripled. They're looking the other direction. They're going to force Delby to do something with it against one-on-one against Corey. That is it's a interesting defense. Doesn't always work, especially if what happens just right there is Aoki's able to break out of it. Goes down the court anyway. Aoki has been in 2 championship games with Denver, 1 loss, 1 win, and he was with Minnesota previously against Phoenix in the season before U of A beat Phoenix in Phoenix. Phoenix beat Aoki's team, Minnesota, in Phoenix. Nice play. Corey almost loses balance. Delby almost gets a swipe, but he actually goes out of bounds. Penalty call. Now he's being held off the court. He calls for the inbound to avoid being kept off the court. And now Eric is on the court, forced to do one-on-one against Corey. Oh, and they get over the top. Good defense by the Wildcats. But Detroit is still able to score. They're looking around. Somebody's got to call for the ball. If they do not make an attempt to come down and pick it up, which could be a strategy, though the ref can put it on the ground and start counting. At that point, they need to get the ball out of their hands and onto the court. Corey's going down. they're doing some clock management. They're likely to go to about 50 to 52 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock is at 25 right now, so that should be easily accomplished. They're counting it down, 58. Josh with a beautiful try on the edge. 55 seconds, a little early, but hey, maybe they've changed the strategy since I played with them. That's fine. Delby, they're looking all Delby. Oh, Lee missed an opportunity to stop Delby. I don't think he saw it. Delby comes in with amazing speed, but they're trying to force U of A to use up the 40-second shot clock they have so that Detroit scores last. The alternative situation is if U of A decides to call a timeout and then take the last 45 seconds off the clock. Josh is struggling. He makes a really terrible pass. Throws it out of bounds. I played with Josh. It can be high risk, high reward with those passes. And this time it worked against them. They may get bailed out if their key defense stopped Detroit here, or they may have just ended up giving away some turnovers that could get Detroit back in there and tie up the game. Ball's up. Heavy defensive pressure. Ball's up to Chase. He's looking to throw. Chase is a 2. He's not going to take on Corey. He knows to wait for his 3.0. Chuck Aoki, one of America's best players, wearing the colors on his sleeves. He's looking to go in. They put up a fight. There's only 4 on the clock. Let's see if he gets it. He does with 2. 2 is probably not enough time to get it across full court. It's been done, but errant pass. No good. Tie game. I told you, folks, this is going to be exciting. Stay tuned for the second quarter. Welcome back. Somebody asked me before the game, they said, do you miss these high-intensity matchups? And I said, not too much. It gave me tremendous anxiety, and usually a pretty upset stomach. I did my best to ride the bench with the U of A. They didn't necessarily need an old-timer like me on the court all the time. But I was always there for practice, and I really helped. And I was probably the only one that was able to stop Corey or Josh Wheeler in practice, so they needed that kind of defensive pressure to get these guys to the place that they are. That's why it's important to have at least 8 players on your team so you can have the full practice and practice key and whatnot. All right, the game is back on here in Rockford. As you can see in the background, we have our lovely sponsors here: Amazon, Starbucks, Google, Vehicles for Veterans, Gary Sinise Foundation, Lieutenant Dan, First Nation Group, Foglia Familia Foundation, and of course, Oscar Mike. keeping veterans on the move. Woo. As you can see, clock management worked out perfectly. Detroit was able to get the last goal and now the first goal, giving them a point advantage for this quarter. We'll see what U of A does. Josh almost gets knocked over. Corey's got the ball into the drive. Eric Chase on the baseline, gets it into Aoki. He's looking around, gets it back to Chase. That was kind of risky. He's looking to throw it. He's whirling, he's twirling. Melton goes to the reach, doesn't get it. Aoki in for the try. Yeah, these games, they get intense. They really mess up your stomach, mess with your head. Anytime something means a lot to you, and you want it so bad, it can be really, really difficult. But when you succeed, it can be amazing. Melton succeeds with the try. Ball back to Delby. Eric goes right up the middle. He's wide open up top. We'll see what happens. He's in scoring position, but Delby keeps it with the try. There was a substitution change. I should have made note. Chris Freese, number 33.5 class, recently makes the USA team, is in, along with Chuck Melton, former co-captain of the USA wheelchair rugby team, roommates to Josh Wheeler. Recently, both of them were no longer on the USA team. There's some controversy surrounding that. Hey, but that's none of my business. Detroit looking, gets it to Delby. Makes a little touch pass. Could have went another way, but they seem to be fine. U of A is used to adversity. They're also used to playing these big games. Like I've said, they've been in 3 consecutive championship games. Obviously, COVID year interfered with some of that, but they were back-to-back champions, and then they came in second last season to a Chuck Aoki run Denver club, and if you're watching the earlier game with St. Louis, they also had Jake Daly and Eric Newby. Eric's backing it up. They pull it back out. I don't know why he didn't score, but hey, it happens. Aoki's looking. Corey traps his wheel a little. He probably could have stopped him, but Melton doesn't trust Corey. Comes off of his own man. Lets Eric get in. Gotta trust your own guys. That's part of playing zone defense. You stay in your zone, you cover your man. Do not get out of that. Josh for the pass to Corey. A little crazy, but Corey's able to go in. Leaving the court on Delby. Penalty goal for the Wildcats. Wildcats got it tied up, but as you can see, they're the half-point down deficit. They're looking to get some sort of turnover to get back into the advantage, or Detroit could make it 2 points by the end of this game just because of clock management. Turnovers are costly, folks. U of A committed a few. Detroit committed a few. It's going to happen. Right now, it's just a back-and-forth score. Everyone seems to be controlling the ball pretty well. Melton, grizzled veteran. He hasn't yet hit 45. He will soon in August. He's supported by his absolutely lovely wife, Kelly, on the sidelines. And at one point, I believe his beautiful daughters were here. One of them plays college softball. And U of A gets the ball in. Melton's got the ball, hands it over to Josh Wheeler. They got Corey up there. Man in the box, Aoki. So they're most likely going to trap him there, force him to become the inbounder. And then the strategy would be to then force him out on the baseline to get trapped again, keeping him off the court. So if they keep the best player off the court, it's to their advantage. Corey was not paying attention. He got hit by Eric. drops the ball as he's going over the baseline. That loss of control will be a unforced turnover. Well, I guess it was a forced turnover in some regards. Not great for the Wildcats. They need to keep their head in the game. And that's where sometimes clock management can backfire. Sometimes just take the goal. But U of A gets it back beautifully by holding Delby out. Eric doesn't have a real chance against Josh Wheeler. Josh Wheeler, 2.5, but honestly one of the best 2.5s in the world. Often awarded best player at his position for every tournament I've ever seen him in. Aoki, also, of course, tremendous player. Melton, one-on-one with Eric. Corey probably, if he came with speed there, I'm pretty sure he could have knocked Eric out of his chair even. But Eric avoided the hit. Detroit in for the try. U of A ball. They're looking around. They got Melton way up high. Chuck reaches with desperation, falls on top of Melton. That is a penalty. He has lost control both of his chair and his body. He's going to go to the box for that one. Yelling from the Detroit bench. They don't think the call is correct. That almost never, ever works in favor of the team yelling. 100% Aoki. I can't see it any other way. Aoki gets called correctly for the hold. It's thrown in the box. These two refs, by the way, great refs. I would never question their calls. I'm getting a thumbs up from one of the other refs saying I'm doing a great job too. So, and he's here for the referees union, saying, yeah, these guys are doing great. Keep it up. Hold against Detroit. Ball is turned over. Josh Wheeler gets it to Corey. He's got two players up high. Aoki is down there. Fleece comes in for a nice little pick. They hit Melton on the move. See if he can get around Delby. He does. Melton is a strong body player. Delby's got great hands, and as a Canadian, he is entitled to free steals anytime he wants. He throws it deep to Aoki. Quick goal or a try. Detroit back on top. Melton with the ball. Hands it off to Corey. They're caravanning up. A little stuck. They're close to the baseline. Josh gets it over. Not going to try. Josh has got to watch out where he sets up there. Do not want to be that close to the middle line. Over and back calls are frequent mistakes. And it's just a bad look. Delby with some speed. Probably not going to beat Corey, but he's got Eric. Now Josh is down there. Oh, Melton goes for the swipe. Does not get it. Pass back to Aoki. He didn't try. Chuck Melton with the ball. Squeeze through with the help of Chris Fleece. It's 3-on-2. Melton in for the try. Score is tied up again, 25-25, with Detroit on the advantage. And they easily go up. They're killing a little bit of clock here. U of A with the ball, gets it into Melton. Aoki's playing strong defense. Josh probably should have set a pick there. He doesn't see it. Gets it to Corey. Comes under Chris Fleece. Up top. Corey with the ball. Josh wide open. Delby goes to the reach. There's hands all over Aoki. He throws it up. He gets Ager. Corey tries to knock him out of his chair, but no chance there. Delby in the try. Sorry, it's Debley. I know I keep saying Delby. Somebody even told me before the game, it's Delby. Delby. And well, Debley tries to put up some good defense. Ball's into Aoki. Eric goes around. Josh. Aoki with the ball. Gives it a hard throw to Eric. But he's fine. He gets it. Woo! Debley plays some strong defense there. This game is at a record pace. I mean, they are scoring shot for shot. We could get up into the 60 points category with the amount of speed that's going on here. U of A loves to play with speed. Detroit throws it a little deep. Oh, but Aoki's able to pull it down. As I said, the long game can be your friend. It can also be your worst enemy. Corey gets it. Short pass to Josh Wheeler. Josh Wheeler's 2-on-1. Aoki goes for the swipe. Melt with the try. Corey's got for an equipment. Something is stuck under his chair. It looks like some gum or junk is on his wheel. He also has a string under his chair that I would probably take care of, but I'm not the equipment manager. Help, of course, is Cassie. Came in and grabbed that junk off his wheel. Cassie's been with the team as long as Corey's been with the team. She's actually going to be leaving this year to go to Prague. Oh, dangerous move there on the defense. Do not want to do a similar play to what Phoenix Ability 360 Heat did and get a technical on the score. Melt looks up, finds Corey. Chris sets a nice little pick there. You know, I used to call Chris the Matrix. He's so slow that people don't see him, and then he picks you, and then he yells, "Got him!" And you're just as surprised as anyone else. But he knows what he's doing. He's a very experienced .5. He has worked harder than any man alive to get to the USA position. And there he is. Debley over the top to Aoki. 31-30, Detroit. Oh, Wheeler pulls a little fake. That can be dangerous if you don't have full hand control. You might accidentally drop the ball. He gets it over. Nobody's near Josh. Oh, again, Melton needs to be careful. Debley played an obvious game, which is he threw himself into Melton's chair, trying to get a spin. The refs aren't falling for it, but it's a high-level play, and I respect him for trying. They're setting up in their key offense. Millstead is trapped by Chris on the outside, but doesn't matter. They're looking for about 50 to 52. They go in at just under 54. Josh gets it into Corey. Corey's going up the court. They stop him. Josh got the ball. Pass to Melton. U of A is running a very balanced line here at a 2.523.5. They got a lot of hands, but Debley wishes he had some hands there. Not able to bring it in. Unforced turnover. Ooh, that is brutal, and this is not the time for it. This is going to be very costly for Detroit. U of A is going to go up, most likely here. We'll see how it plays out, though. swipe by Eric. Another mistake. That gives U of A a 4-3 man on the court advantage, putting Eric in the box. They're going to easily score here. They have enough time. There is no shot clock. They can just kill it and take in the point into the half with the lead. There's a little movement around there. Milstead is locking up Chris. Corey's looking around. You got to get the goal here. You cannot screw this up. Even with 3 guys, Detroit is dangerous. So they get down. You don't want to set up too early. If you set up too early, they'll call you 10 seconds in the key. There's 5 seconds to go. That's a lot of time for a team like Detroit. They could throw it deep. Debley's looking. He's looking. They throw it up. Woo! U of A gets contact. U of A recovers. They're going to keep it safe and keep the lead safe. I told you, folks, this one is the game to watch. It is halftime. I'm going to take a little break, get some water. I suggest you do the same. I apologize, folks. I have to take a bathroom break and get a snack, and the game just moves on without me. What can I say? We're back in action here. Still tied up, starting the third. Appears U of A calls a timeout. Number 2, Chuck Melton. I apologize if you hear the sound of me eating or drinking at this point. I'm going to do my best to mute it when I can. U of A back with the ball. We change directions as we always do at the half. U of A is scoring towards their bench. They remain in the blue. And Detroit in the yellow, gold mustard. Looks like they're struggling, but I think the U of A knew what they were doing there. They let the clock tick down a little bit. Eric gets the ball in. Corey plays some great defense there. Forces the pass by Delby. Looked a little long, but he got it just fine. A little communication from U of A on the sideline, which is great. I mean, on the baseline. Talk to your players. Tell them what you need. Tell them where to go. People are so afraid that the other team's going to hear you. Just do it. Doesn't matter if the team hears you. Communicate well, they're not going to stop you. Travis Lee taking turns, stopping Aoki, but he gets the ball safely up to Eric. A little tricky, but they got the ball to Josh Wheeler. Delby's trying to push him. Josh does a great little move with his wheel. He has such fine control of his chair. Eric gets the ball into Milstead and give and go, but it's super close to the line, and Corey's pushing him out. Big mistake by Eric Chase. He did not. Obviously, the give and go can be done a right way and a wrong way. You do not want to get that close. Milstead shouldn't have come down so close, giving him some more space to properly come onto the court. So I'm not going to blame Eric. That was really Milstead's call there. He needs to give him a proper amount of space. U of A with the ball. Corey's got it. Easily goes in for the 2-point lead. You know, these are the moments when you got to gain composure. You got to look to your players. Woo! Oh! Again, Josh is a technician in that chair. There's been plenty of questions. There's been plenty of protests by other teams saying he has taken advantage of his control. I'm not gonna convince you one way or the other. You could see what you just saw. It looked like it was behind the axle to me. No call by the refs. Sorry, the replay overrode the play, but U of A was able to get it in. Aoki to Chase. 2-on-1 versus Corey, but Josh comes in for help. Doesn't matter. Chase has got it easily. Baker to Wheeler. Wheeler's looking. He's got Corey if he needs him. Delby tries to run into him. Doesn't happen. Leifert at best, #1 in USA, sets the perfect seal. You know, if I can choose a #1, and I can't, because I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to have nice things. I would definitely choose Leifert in. I did play on USA with Joe Jackson. He is a fine, fine #1. Great human being. Joe Jackson has his own foundation that helps disabled people buy wheelchairs. Joe Jackson Foundation. You can look it up. That might be the website. I don't know. You're the one who did Google. Figure it out. He's struggling. He's looking around. They call a timeout. Great defensive pressure by U of A. U of A. U of A. U of A. What's up, bro? Sorry, I'm joined here in the booth by our Dave Mengen. The original Dave Mengen. Not me, Dave Mengen, but the original OG Detroit Dave Mengen. Correct, Dave is your father? Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Eric Chase's child. I apologize. That guy too? His father's Dave? That's Dave's kid. All right. Too many kids on here. We love family supporting their parents in this game. It could be a little tough, but you know what? The world is tough. It ain't always easy, folks. Back to the action. Eric gets it up. Ooh, tricky one. Corey put some pressure. There's a lot of pressure. There is so much pressure. He called a timeout on the court, and then he tried to pretend he didn't. Sorry, I'm trying not to yell so loud that the refs hear me. But it was clearly, he put his hands in the timeout position. But, you know, the champion he is, he pretends like he didn't do it. I can't be sure what the call is, as I have headphones on and I cannot hear what they're saying. Lee gets it in, Corey. Easily puts the U of A up by 3. Keep in mind, they were up by 3 early in this game. Could have been a 6-point lead, which would have been really big. Detroit still has a chance to come back. They are a great team, but they have made some costly mistakes. Oh! Almost gets over on his face. Corey is a powerhouse. He is like a wrecking ball out there. Miley Cyrus, all in one. The beautiful, handsome Travis Baker gets the ball in. Josh Wheeler up the court. Josh Wheeler and I have been roommates since we were on the Tucson club together. Oh, Delby. Ooh. I think the refs are going to let him get away with it, but that was dangerous and very, very uncalled for. There's no reason for that kind of play in this game. Josh Wheeler could have went into the wall. Oftentimes there's spectators that aren't paying attention that could get hit. No need for that. Eric's looking around. Defense is strong here. U of A has got so much pressure. Oh! We'll see if they made a bad play. Oh, they just barely get that one off. But you can see right now, the U of A pressure is getting to Detroit. Turnovers are coming, folks. Turnovers are coming. Josh Wheeler with the ball. Up the court. Gets to Corey. He's around. Josh comes in for some help. Lee also with some help. Corey for the score. Sorry again, guys. If you hear me chewing, because I'm hungry. I've been paying for my own food at the concessions, run by nice people. But, you know, nobody gives me breaks around here. And the U of A Wildcats are not giving Detroit a break either. Ooh, watch out, Lee. Do not get into this ugly game of spins. Defense is defense. I like it. I play amazing defense. I'm not one to spin people. I hate when people spin me. It's bad sportsmanship. It's very dangerous. A lot of these guys, they got a job to go to on Monday. They can't be showing up with black eyes and bloody noses and hurt wrists and whatever other injury. They gotta look professional. And so sometimes you gotta be professional in this game too. Timeout on the sideline. I'm not sure who called it. I'm not sure it matters who called it. Well, it does if you're tracking timeouts, obviously. But for our purposes at home, and me in the booth, not important. Both teams are returning to the court. Appears to be U of A's ball. Equipment number 5, Chukayoki. Number 5, Chukayoki is assisted right now by Matt Delby's current wife, Gwen Delby, who was nominated for a Spirit of Achievement Award at last night's banquet. I checked with her this morning. She did not win. It also was her birthday. I don't know how old she is. I'm going to go with 20. That seems safe. Nobody's ever offended if you think they're 20. Lori's got some moves. Oh, Mountain cuts the court. And a pick. Josh is wide open. Eric's Axel is actually out. Ooh. Oh! Corey comes in and hits Delby over the line. Forces him to leave the court. Beautiful play. They were struggling there, and now they're only going to have 3 men on defense. I'd say a costly mistake by Detroit, but that was really just a great play by Corey. Heads up. Sometimes the best way to a goal is through another player. You can hear them yelling out, Papa. Certainly sounds like Paco, but that's because I'm practically deaf. Papa with the ball, back to Josh. They're trapping Aoki in the corner. He is struggling over there. This could be very bad for Detroit. They got man in the box, Delby. They're focusing on not the box, but instead on keeping Aoki in that corner. Clock is ticking down. Shot is at 15. Game clock is almost at 1. It is 10 on the shot. The crowd is going wild here. U of A scores at 52. Looks as if Detroit has called a bench timeout from the original OG Dave Mention. 5-time announcer of the year, nominated by his peers, the players on his own club, and me, Dave Mention, in the booth. I love myself dearly. I love to see me play and coach and announce all at the same time. It's kind of amazing, folks. We got high fives on the bench from Eric Chase's child and Dave Mention's child. These two kids growing up in the world of rugby. It's a gift not every kid receives. I know my kids didn't. They freaking hated it. Detroit's killing the clock a little bit. Clock management, of course, very important in this game. Gives people the advantage on the score. The way the tide is turned, though, against Detroit, I'm not entirely sure they're going to be able to score this anyway. We'll see. Ball to Delby. Eric's wide open. U of A actually pulls out of the defense. They want to force Detroit to call a timeout here. Strategy in its own right. If you run out of timeouts, which Detroit takes one, and they may be low on timeouts, I'm going to see if I can get a call from the booth here real quick. I'm going to cut the mic. All right, I'm back. I cleared it up. 2-1 on both sides. So Detroit is fine here with the timeouts. UA have set up in the key defense position. Currently, they're in the squeeze with Chris Fleece outside the box. Detroit gets the ball on the court. Aoki with the ball. They're coming to a speed. Looks to be a 3 offense where you send 3 people in one direction. Woo! Woo! Oh! Corey does his best to try to knock it out of Chase. Get an over and back call. It doesn't happen. U of A is just going to commit to playing safety. And that is the end of the third. I'm going to cut the mic for now. See you in about 2 minutes. Sorry, somebody was getting my coffee order there. We are back on the mic. Corey playing amazing defense as always, pushing Chase around. I'm not entirely sure what the call was. Oh, I think they called 4 in the key against Puderbaugh. Or wait. Yeah. 4 in the key on Puderbaugh, sorry. Eric Chase is experiencing some axle issues. Deb Lee's wife helped him out with that. Gwen
as always, we need these people to help. Oftentimes, PTs get involved. Billy McGee is currently coached by a PT. There's a lot of PTs in this league. I believe DC has a PT that's their coach. And they do a great job. They help us out a lot. Debley in for the try. Chase tried to keep Corey coming in from the box. He's not successful, but Corey probably called for it anyway, so that might have just been Corey bumping him around. Not sure why they did it that way. Generally speaking, Corey could have just thrown it farther over Wheeler's head. Doesn't matter. Draws the reach from Aoki. He's not quite as reach happy as Eric Newby, but he does plenty of reaching out there. There's substitution in U of A. Exiting are Fleece and Melton. Entering is Lee and Travis Baker. The two low picker chairs often are used to wear out high pointer opponents. We saw this strategy used against Denver once, where Chad Cohn retired and Lee Burdett were doubling Aoki for the entire game until he had nothing left. Great strategy. Not sure if they're using that here or not. This team has changed quite a bit since that time. The addition of Corey Puderball, an absolute powerhouse, really does change the dynamic of the game. I did get the news he is leaving us for greener pasture. We loved the time he spent with the U of A. A close friend of mine. Spent time with him at USA camps. My very first USA tryouts, I roomed with him. So we've known each other for a while. Great defense by Corey. They're looking for it up the middle. They get it to Eric. Putting some pressure on him. Ball gets out. Good effort by U of A, but better effort by Detroit to score. TJ is wiping the ball off. I guess sometimes the ball gets covered and people sweat. Not everyone in this league sweats. But when they do, it's pretty stinky. That's nothing unique here, just sweat. Josh Wheeler gets knocked over. I was focused on the score, so I don't know who did it. But he's on the ground. Oh, I apologize. That is Aoki. They both wear USA sleeves, so from my perspective, I could not see. Josh, ironically, is accusing Aoki of flopping, but I guess it takes one to know one sometimes. And they know each other quite well, playing many years on the USA together. Give and go, Milstead to Eric. Eric up the middle with some speed. That could be dangerous here. Corey is just pushing him towards the out of bounds. Doesn't get it. Lee with a nice attempt at Delby. Eric with the score. U of A with the 1.5 point advantage right here. Josh gets very close to going out the baseline. Oh God. Errant pass by Josh Wheeler. This happens sometimes. When you play the deep ball, you live by the deep ball, you die by the deep ball. Costly mistake. Didn't need to happen. Could have just pushed. Or he could have just thrown it a little bit lighter. The lead is dwindling. Aoki gives a fist pump in the air as he is happy. Detroit back up. UA with the half-point advantage. They need to keep converting here to stay in the lead. If they don't, the tide will turn to Detroit. There's some speed. Woo! Gets dangerous in those situations when there's so much speed and so many people all at once. They're wiping down the ball again. Ref trying to give it to Eric. Ball comes in. Pushes Derby out of bounds. He called a timeout. They have a timeout to take. Smart play by Debley, but not the way you want to use your timeout, probably. But it does give them a chance to regroup, talk about it, look to the next play. But smart move by Corey Booterbaugh. We are almost halfway through the fourth. 5:40-ish on the game clock. And of course, we promised you this was being a good, close game, and it has delivered. No substitutions. Detroit in mustard, yellow, gold. UA in blue with red. Ooh, they go for it, a little advantage. Corey's, ooh, pretty. Kind of dangerous play. It could backfire. You could get a technical on something like that. But Debley maintains control of his chair rather than flopping. And goes in for the try. Oh, uh-oh. Off action. Debley falls down. Corey does not see him. Inadvertently runs into him. Aoki, of course, is going to cry. And tries to maintain that Corey did it on purpose. We, of course, know he did not. He didn't see Debley fall down. All right, he's up. He appears to be unhurt. There's no malice. Time for some action. Leifert in with the ball. Says something to the ref. Back to Corey. When we play together, I frequently ran the ball. Corey would be the two-man. Josh Wheeler's playing the two-man. But when I played with Josh Wheeler, I would be the two-man because I could hit people out of his way and let him go in safely. Falls in. He's stuck a little. Oh, Travis can't hold him there. Debley pushing for his life. Debley with the try. Appears to be an equipment by Aoki off camera. There we go. Gwen's there to take care of it. Aoki, one of the few players in the league that uses a Melrose High Point chair. I don't know if he has an exclusive license with it. I know the chairs tend to be lighter, but they do have questionable durability. But he may be a sponsored athlete, may get as many chairs as he wants. I don't know. None of my business. Corey jerks the ball up to Josh. In for the try. UA up by 1. There's a little action in between the whistle. People trying to gain position. That is perfectly legal in the USA version of this sport. I should say the USWRA version of the sport. It can get confusing as the international team is the USAWR. In the distance on the sideline, you can actually see coach, or interim coach, Joe Delagrave, 2-time MVP. Ooh, a little tap, Corey. With the ball. As always, if they convert, they maintain the lead, but there's no guarantees. And there you go, folks. No guarantees. Not a great pass. Sometimes you need to turn around, throw it directly in the hands of your players. Corey, of course, has limited hand function. The reason why he is a 3 instead of a 3.0. Something you can argue he'd be a 2.5 class with those hands, but with the amount of strength and power he has, sometimes you get unfairly classified. In any case, U of A has given up the lead a few times, but they've not been more than a point down this entire game. Let's see if they can manage to stop Detroit on this next game. And as you can see, as the replay, Josh pulls up, kind of makes a lazy pass. He may have touched Aoki. Honestly, just turn around, throw it to your player. Eric chasing the corner. Puts the ball into Debley. He's pushing. Lee comes out of nowhere with some speed. Eric's able to seal. Get Debley into the try. Detroit is in the half-point lead. Hopefully U of A can maintain their composure here. Ball is up high to Travis. Oh! Another bad pass. This is not the time for it. Aoki excitedly throws the ball on the ground. While it's not a penalty, it's just rude. Ball. The crowd is clearly on the Detroit side. U of A's got to mentally get back into this one. It's only a 1-point deficit with 3 minutes left there. Definitely a chance to come back, but tick-tock, tick-tock. It could be, oh, if Lee had only paid attention, he probably could have got that one. Debley is lucky. Head up, guys. I don't blame Lee. Lee didn't expect that one, but he did have a chance for a steal. Travis up the sideline, pulls Debley out of the action. Lee up the other side. Corey in the middle. Josh is dangerously close to the sideline, but he gets it back to the center of the court where you want the ball. Nice edge by Baker. Corey does good. Easily getting around that. Great defense by Corey. They're going to throw it up to Milstead. Lee, one-time MVP of D2. Woo! He still got it. I believe he's currently a member of the low point team. USA recently created a low points only team. Travis Baker was a part of that team before he joined the standard USA international team. Clearly the crowd is rooting for Detroit. It's to be expected. They are close neighbors to Chicago. Ball off the hands of the Wildcats. They're giving it to Detroit. 2.5 in the fourth left in the game. These
errors are getting costly. Every mistake is going to be even more difficult to come back from as the minutes tick away. Definitely goes around the pile. Picks up Milstead. Milstead grabs Corey. Josh goes for the swipe. Doesn't get it. Aoki in. Kills a little time. Not enough. Possible the shot clock was ticking away so much he didn't want to waste his energy there. Melton with the ball. Corey sits a beautiful pick. Corey, gotta watch out for that half-court line. Corey in goal. UA narrows the lead. 2. Eric's looking up, gets it to Aoki. He's looking. He ends up holding, and he correctly puts his head down and just pushes, guys. Sometimes the pass isn't the best play. Push, push, push. Push again. Then call timeout. Ball's in for Wildcats. They're looking around. Melton to Wheeler. He's got 2 on him. Corey's wide open. He's looking to pass, but instead runs in the back of Aoki. Aoki knocks the ball out of bounds. I don't know. Definitely may have touched it there. It's hard to say. I believe U of A maintains control. Chris Fleece comes off to the side for the UA. And they're going to get another shot of it with 1:18 left on the game clock. 24 on the shot clock. 22, 20. It's ticking down. Ball goes up. Melton pulls it in. 1:07 on the game clock. They're going to have to either call a timeout to keep last goal or something else may happen. You never can tell. But with a full minute on the clock, shot clock's not going to work. There is a turnover. We can see if they get it. I don't know. I don't know if they touched it. Aoki, I think he thinks he was going to put it back on the court. Ends up running over the cone, leaving the court and or touching the ball as you leave the court. Of course, can happen. Turnover on Detroit. Wildcats get the ball in the corner. Melton has it. Oh, there's a chance here, folks. Oh my gosh, Aoki with a tremendous block. No, 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 not in my house. He may have preserved the lead with that one. You've got to be able to throw it over the top of these guys. Throw it around. Unforced error by Melton. That is not typical. It's going to be too much, folks. There's only 20 seconds left. There is no chance that they are going to score 4 points, possibly 3 if they run out the clock. What a game. What a game. This is why we play it on paper. You can never tell. Sure, Detroit, #1, they're supposed to win. But U of A had the lead for almost the entire game, only to give it up in the last few minutes of the 4th. Aoki's basically taking a victory lap, cutting the time, 3 off the clock. Josh looks to throw it deep. It doesn't matter. Detroit Wheelchair Rugby Club, #1 seed, takes it home today. Me as a Wildcats fan, I am saddened, but they are not out of it. This is only a hurdle. We'll match up again later. Very possible they can meet again in the finals. 11:22 on the real clock. 11:30 is the expected next game. I'm going to take a break. Thanks for joining us, guys. Next game scheduled for 11:30.